Hey friends, it's Neil here from Post to Post. Hope you guys are having a great day. I'm a little bit older than I think the majority of the people who view this channel, and I strongly believe that I grew up in a great era for goalie kits, goalie gear. The designs back in the early 90s with Ed Belfour, Patrick Waugh, Felix Potvin, like there was some really iconic pad designs and kit designs. And then in the early 2000s as well, late 90s, early 2000s, there were a lot of really cool ones. And then, in the late 2000s too. But I feel like hockey's kind of transitioned, or goalie equipment's kind of transitioned to be a little bit more generic. And we can see that in this year. This year's a really good example. With that said, that doesn't mean that there's not cool kits out there. There's definitely some pretty cool kits. I thought we'd take a look at some from this season. I'm sure that I'm missing some, okay? I just went off the top of my head watching games and like, oh, okay, yep, that goalie's got a pretty cool kit. I'll look it up. I'm sure there's some I missed. So at the end, if you didn't see something maybe you expected from this season or from a goalie that's played this season, let me know down below in the comments. I'd love to look at their stuff. But for now, let's check out these NHL goalies and their kits, but with a bit of a special bonus at first. Let's bring up the first one. Not from the NHL, actually, not from the NHL at all. This is from the PWHL. This is Abby Levy's kit, or Levy, however you pronounce it. She plays on the New York Sirens. This is what I'm talking about when it comes to goalie kit designs. This is something right out of the early 90s, late 90s, mid 90s, early 2000s. This is exactly what I grew up with and what I absolutely love. So the fact that she is doing this with her goalie gear is unbelievable. I think that this is probably the best goalie kit in hockey right now in any league. Now, I say that without seeing all the goalie kits in all the leagues, but still, I don't know how you top this. Right from the little tiny just design aspect of the lightning at the top of the pads, just very subtle coming down. I think that's absolutely beautiful. You've got the skyline there, the torch on the blocker. Like, it's so wonderfully and perfectly designed. The color-wise as well, it matches the uniform. It's tremendous. It's absolutely phenomenal. On the next image, you can see just a different angle. You can see a little bit more of the glove. You got the silhouette of the buildings on the glove as well. You can see the Brooklyn Bridge in there, the Chrysler Building, a couple of others. And then the next photo, you can kind of see a little bit more of the side of the helmet. So you can see the World Trade Center building as well as Lady Liberty, looking very detailed, and some lightning too. Absolutely phenomenal. It is perfect. I wouldn't change anything. So I think the NHL goalies could maybe take some lessons here from this kit. Let's move on into the NHL, and these are in no particular order, by the way, literally no particular order. I just named them, or just renamed them in order of number, just to rename them. Not ranked, not in any particular order. So first we got Joey, amazing. This photo just is so random. We're at an airport. That is Alaskan Airlines, I believe, and it's got a Seattle Kraken logo on there, and like, Hey, Joey, would you mind coming down to the airport? Sure, what for? Well, don't forget your gear, because we want to put you in full gear and take a picture of you in front of a plane. So he had to come here, get dressed at an airport just for this photo. I just think that's really funny in general. But onto his gear, like the pads are relatively generic, but still done in a way where it really matches the jersey and the rest of the uniform. The glove and the blocker are generic, but the pads are definitely more design forward than a lot of kits in the NHL. I have another photo of this from a different angle, so you can see the blocker is still generic, but does match the pads. So, not bad. It's generic, but it's not bad. It does look good. Next, we've got Samsonov. It's difficult to see. I had a really hard time finding images for some of these goalies. Vegas just has not posted a photo of his goalie gear in good frame. You can see the top of his pads, they're gold. The glove is gold. He doesn't have his blocker on because he's got the sword on. But, that is awesome. I'd love to see that. Full color, bring it on to match the uniform. It doesn't match perfectly, but still, it's pretty cool. Next, we've got Anderson. And this is very basic. It's super generic. It's just a color. However, it fits with the glove, the blocker, the pants, the vibrancy of the jersey, which is the red helmet. Like, it matches everything. It's one star color, but it's so vibrant. It looks amazing. I have another photo of it here. I think it just looks great. Now, a lot of goalies go with white pads because they think that it blends in with the meshing of the net and it kind of fools shooters. And hey, maybe it does. It's not bad logic, but it doesn't look good. And I know that it might help, but I don't really care. As a viewer, I want to see cool stuff. So I'm so glad that Anderson didn't go with white pads, although it may have matched the uniform okay. He went with red pads, and that looks awesome. Next, we've got Vejmelka. And again, a little bit generic, a little bit, but not too bad, because you've got that blue spikiness happen, the black happening. There's still quite a bit of white, but the position of it puts it closer to the pants, the black at the top, and the blue. So the white kind of lives more so at the bottom of the pad, which is pretty cool. And blocker matches, the glove matches. So yeah, I like that one. Okay, next we've got, I think it's Levi. They're vintage, right? It doesn't really match the jersey because even though it's the goat head jersey, it's very classic and iconic. It's still quite modern, and it totally checks out in like a modern category jersey. It looks like it was designed yesterday, honestly. However, it is a very nostalgic jersey. So if you're as old as me, then you remember them wearing this jersey back in 15 or so years ago, a little bit more actually. And so the brown pads are kind of reserved for maybe like an original six team or a team that exists in the 60s, like like Pittsburgh or LA or something. Not necessarily Buffalo with this specific jersey, but I still kind of like it. I mean, it does look pretty cool. I don't mind it at all. I kind of like the old school leather look. Next is someone, a goalie that I really don't like, Jordan Binnington. Like personally, I'm just not a fan of him at all. But objectively and unbiasedly, I have to say that he has a very, very good kit. It's primarily blue on the glove, on the blocker, and on the pads with just a little bit of that dark blue in there and a little bit of the yellow, complementing the rest of the uniform perfectly. Very, very good kit right here. Next, we got UC Saros. So not a very good photo here. It was difficult to actually find a good photo, but he's used the same pads, which is, it's just yellow, for maybe a decade. Like he's always used this kit design. He's known for it, and it looks so good. I'll go on to the next image, which is from the practice. So you can't see it in the full uniform. He's got his practice jersey on, but still you can just, he's taken the Freddie Anderson approach, or rather Freddie Anderson has taken the UC Saros approach, which is all with one color. I love it. It's been my favorite for a long time, or one of my favorites rather. Next, I love this photo. This is Gustafsson, I think, and this is just a ridiculous photo, just in general. But his kit's very cool. If you look at it, it's almost like staged color. Like the straps are green, and that provides a little bit of separation in the white. You've got some yellow in there as well, and it just looks old. It looks old school, and it goes along with the jersey. It's their alternate jersey. It's based on the Reverse Retro 2.0. They carried it over, and those pads fit perfectly. Those pads look like exactly like something that would have been worn in the late 70s, 80s. So I really like it. I think it's a perfect example of something that matches the jersey exactly how it should. Next, Wolf. Funny picture, really funny picture actually, but again, maybe a little bit more on the generic side, but so because there's white, but there's lots of color in there. You've got the red, which matches perfectly, the yellow as well. It's not just a bunch of white sticking out. It does have a bit of design in there, so it's nice to see. I think I have another photo. Yeah, I have another photo of him here, and this is the away jersey. I think this probably fits just a little bit better because of the amount of white that's also being kind of balanced with the white jersey in the away. But yeah, it's a pretty good kit. Next, we've got Thompson, and a lot of white down below. However, I really like the just simple nature of this. A solid swatch of red at the top, split by a thin white line, a thin blue line, and then a solid swatch of white at the bottom. So it's simple, but it blends really nicely. Like if you look at the real estate that the red takes up on the pad, it balances well with the blocker and the jersey. So it looks very good. And I think I have another one of him here. Yeah, so this is the alternate kind of kit, and it's the jersey that is amazing. Crappy photo. This is all I could find on their Twitter, but you can see it matches so well with the whole jersey design and the uniform design, the black glove, black pants, and the majority of the color on the pads is black, but you still get that splash of bronze and the blue in there. It looks so good. Next, I got Allmark. This is a weird one because this is not something that I would have done, and but with the same thing said, it's kind of an interesting idea. He's taken the striping pattern, which is in the arm, and taken it and put it on the blocker, put it on the glove, and put it on the pads. It's kind of strange, and he's got this like marble texture in there as well. So it's very weird, but at the same time, it kind of matches. So I think I'll go on to the next photo I have here. This is the away version, and it looks way better on the away version because you can see the stripe stick out on the arm, stick out on the blocker, and stick out on the pads. So although it's a majority white, and it's got a weird marble texture, I'm kind of okay with it. Moving on to the next one, and that is Forsberg, I think it is. And we've seen kind of similar designs like this on a lot of goalies from different teams. It's again, it's the word generic, right? It's a little bit generic, but it doesn't look bad. It really doesn't look bad. I like the amount of color in there, and it does have some life and some spice. Stolarz is next from the Toronto Maple Leafs. Majority blue, matches really well. You've got that white in there as well. It almost looks like kind of claws coming up, so that's pretty cool. Jonathan Quick is next, and kind of similar design as some of the ones we've seen in the past, but a lot of color and a lot of design within the color, so that's pretty cool. And then the stick to match as well. Haven't really mentioned the sticks, but it definitely stands out here. Moving on to this next image, you can kind of see that as well. It looks very good, and I think I've got one more of him. Yeah, this is the best one I have of him, and you can see the blocker really matches. It's almost like a little bit Transformer vibes. It's like something's like taking form and shape or something. It's pretty cool. And then sticking with the Rangers, Shesterkin here, he's got some crazy pads with, I don't know if it's lightning or what's going on. I have another photo which I think looks a little bit better. Yeah, it's him of the full kit. So it's a lot of white. It's definitely a lot of white, but it's kind of funky and modern at the same time because of that zigzag kind of pattern. And then the final image here is him making a big glove save, and it looks to be against the Toronto Maple Leafs. You can see the jerseys in the background and the logo on the puck. So that's all that I kind of propped up out of my brain from watching the games so far this year. Like I said at the beginning, I'm sure there are other goalie kits around the league that maybe I've forgotten or haven't seen yet. I try and watch as much Montreal Canadiens as I can, so whoever they've played the most so far are kits that I've seen, so I'm sure that I've missed one. So let me know down below in the comment section if what was your favorite and if I missed any. And if you want to reach out to me on Twitter, just at me. I'm at Post Show over there. I do have DM notifications turned off, so if you do DM me, I'm probably not going to see it. So just at me and send me a pic, tag me in something on one of the social media profiles of the teams. I like goalie kits. I was never a goalie. Always wanted to be. A lot of my favorite players were goalies, right? Patrick Waugh, right back to the day. But yeah, I love goalie kits, so send them my way. From other leagues as well, I would love to see them. Hit me up on Twitter at Post Show. Hope you guys having a great day. If you like hockey content and talking about jerseys, designs, logos, all that stuff, and you want more of it, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below if you're new. If you did enjoy this video, please hit the like button. That helps the channel quite a bit. And we'll talk to you guys soon. Adios.